Hi everyone, and welcome again to my kitchen. This is Mage Engage, where my aim is to introduce you, the Magento community, to you, the Magento community. I am here today with Allan McGregor, who has the most Scottish sounding name and puts me to shame because Manners isn't Scottish. You can call me Mac Manners, that's fine. So hi, Allan, how's it going?
Hi, doing pretty well. Pretty well.
Cool. Could you please, before we get on to today's topic, could you please give an introduction to who you are and what you do with Magento?
Like the quick introduction, I'm a Magento practice lead for Demac Media. I've been working with Magento since probably late 2009. I'm originally from Mexico and moved to Canada to work for Demac Media. I've been working with them in Toronto for the last 3 years.
Cool.
I also recently, or not so recently, 2 years ago, I wrote a book for Magento development called the Magento Developer Guide,
Cool.
which is right now going a small rewrite, and there should be a second revision coming out this year. I'm also writing a TDD for Magento book, which should be released this year.
Nice. Okay. Cool. But I don't want to talk about any of that because, that's not important to me. What I'd love to talk about is what you do outside of work, and mainly to do with your gaming and
Yep.
how you enjoy gaming to relax. So, what kind of gaming are we talking about here? Is it PC or console or a mix?
PC all the way. It's the only way to game.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And is there any one particular game that got you into it?
So I got into gaming not with a PC, but with a console.
Ooh,
So
and you switched.
and then I switched.
Oh.
Yeah, I realized the mistake that I was making, and I decided to switch to a PC. So I've been gaming all my life. I started with the original Nintendos and Super Nintendo,
Mhm.
PlayStation. I've been going through pretty much every single console that you can imagine. I played in. Mostly, and on my teens, I started playing a lot of FPS games, all the Halos. I actually got into FPS with GoldenEye. I think a lot of people can relate to that on the N64.
Yes, yes. A lot of multiplayer with your friends kind of thing
Yeah.
for me. Yeah. Okay, and you kept it going from then?
Yep, I haven't stopped.
Yeah, it's once you get into it, it's can be keeps going, huh?
Yep.
So is there anything currently that you're playing through right now?
Yeah, I'm actually playing two games. It would be Payday 2 and Path of Exile. Payday 2 is heisting simulator, so you basically play on teams of four,
Mm-hmm.
and you do robbing banks, robbing trains, museums, that's stuff like that. It's a very interesting game with a lot of complex dynamics between each of the members of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really fun game
Okay.
to play with someone else.
Okay, cool. And the other game is a role-playing game?
Yeah, it's a role-playing game, which is a complete time sink. It's one really, really complicated game, and I try to moderate my gaming on that one because I often find that I'm spending hours and hours of that without realizing.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so what is the main reason for you for gaming? Why do you do it and why do you enjoy it?
Number one, because it's fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number two is a really good way for me to completely disconnect from work.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to be a little bit of a workaholic, so
Okay.
I have a hard time disconnecting from the office, right? The only thing that helps me is actually gaming.
Okay. Okay. So you get home from work and you sit down and you can have an hour or a couple of hours just fully immersed in this environment, whatever game you choose.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Now, gaming and keeping up to date, especially with PCs, can be very expensive. How often do you end up upgrading your gear?
Um, in average, I've been doing that every couple years.
Okay.
So and not necessarily a full build, but minor upgrades from RAM, a new video card.
Okay.
I recently did a complete new build, which is something that I normally don't do, but had a good time doing that.
Okay, and you did it completely yourself, or do you buy like pre-made?
No, completely from scratch.
Okay, cool. That must be quite useful in your line of work as well, I guess. You do a bit of server support as well, that kind of stuff, or is that completely unrelated?
Yeah, I don't handle the hardware, so it's not related.
Yeah.
Myself.
Okay, cool. And then how do you fit your gaming around family life and your work life as well?
Family life is, I'm very grateful that I have a very comprehensive wife that allows me to game.
That's good.
And so I don't have really problems on my personal life gaming. Work, it's where it gets tricky, especially because my schedule is not always fixed. Sometimes it's not possible for me to have that disconnect.
Okay.
Thankfully, the office, we have a lot of gamers at Demac, so cool. It's something that we share as a team and as a company.
Okay. Have you ever done like a big company kind of LAN party style gaming session?
Not as a whole company, but often smaller groups within the company organize like a Friday afternoon or after work. We have a couple of CSGO players. We have, I think we have had a couple tournaments for Mario Kart or something like that. That happen. Yeah, so it's there. Gaming is part of our work.
Okay, that's very cool. Okay, and one thing that I used to love when I was a gamer was waiting for that one big game a year that you're looking forward to so much. So, what's the game of this year for you?
That would be Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
Or 777, yeah.
It's sorry, go for it. What kind of game?
It's Cyberpunk theme RPG that I've been waiting for quite a while, actually, a couple of years now. It's from the creators of. Have you ever heard from the Witcher series?
Yes.
So it's the same company or the same creators behind that game.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm really have high expectations for that game. Hopefully, it'll be good.
Okay. Cool. I think that's a really nice insight into you and your gaming and how that fits in with your life and your work. So thank you very much for being interesting. I found it very interesting, and I'm sure the viewers have as well. And as a little reward for being interesting, I will give you the audience to plug whatever you want, your new book or whatever it is.
Well, thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna go straight and plug my new book.
Gotta be.
Because so I've been working on this TDD book for over a year now, and I'm not offering. It's not gonna be this is the way to do TDD, and you have to do it, follow the steps. It's actually gonna be an overview of different tools, different workflows, and different approaches for actually doing TDD with Magento and having that advantage and that security. And it's a really big problem in Magento, I find right now. Trying to implement tests is not as easy as it could be. So that's what I'm trying to solve with this book. Provide at least a starting point for people to be able to approach testing with Magento.
Cool. That sounds great. Yeah. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been incredibly interesting. Thank you for everyone that's watching. And please keep track of the channel, give me some feedback, and give Allan some love to do with his book, both the old one and the new one. And I'll post any information about the new one or the old one in the comments of the video. So thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure, and goodbye.
Thank you.